So 28 overs gone here. It's 110 for 4. And of course down at Edgbaston, Kent are watching eagerly as to what is going on. Let's see what's going on in their game. Here's Paul Allott.
Yeah, thanks, Charles. 26 overs just completed here at Edgbaston. Kent Spitfires 119 for 3. Spirited little partnership between James Hockley and Matt Walker. They've now put on 39 for the 4th wicket. Hockley's gone to his 50 in 56 balls, hit 9 fours, and Walker's on 21. It's a 40 overs a side game, so just 14 overs left for Kent Spitfires to post a total. They're 119 for 3.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Down to Edgbaston, where another wicket has fallen. It's the end of Matt Walker. 124 for 4 in the 28th over.
Fox is put into bat by the Nottinghamshire Outlaws. We can get an update from Edgbaston on the Warwickshire Bears versus the Kent Spitfires from Paul Allott.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Well, Kent are getting themselves in a position to give Leicestershire a real scare here. They've moved on to 197 for 4. There are 3 overs left. It's a 40 over a side contest, and 37th over has just been bowled. Robert Key is accelerating away merrily. He's now gone on to 44 from just 29 balls. He's hit 3 fours in succession and a towering 6 off Dougie Brown. So Kent really rocketing away. They're 197 for 4 off 37 overs with 3 overs left.
Thanks, Leicestershire Foxes 171 for 8. 2 overs to go here at Trent Bridge. What's happening at Edgbaston? We can find out now from Paul Allott.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. The news is that Kent have completed their innings. They've made 216 for 6 in their 40 overs. The mainstay there, James Hockley, made 90 in 101 balls, aided and abetted by Robert Key, who made a quick-fire 50 in 33 balls. Now, that total will probably go up because Messrs Duckworth and Lewis will have to get to work, because that Kent innings was interrupted early on. Originally they were having 43 overs to go at. They finished up having 40 overs and made 216 for 6. So Warwickshire will require something a little more than 216, I would suggest. There is also a shower coming our way, and that'll be here in 5 or 10 minutes. So it's intriguingly poised, but Kent have posted a good score, 216 for 6.
Thanks very much, Paul. Then the target for the Nottinghamshire Outlaws from their 45 overs at 4.13 runs an over. And I can now hand over to Charles Colville.
Thank you very much indeed, Bob. So then, where's this trophy going to be heading then, do you reckon, in what, 3.5 hours time or so? Will it stay here at Trent Bridge, or is it going to have to go over to Birmingham? I think the game at Birmingham is probably slightly more advanced than we are. They're well into their mid-innings break now. Paul Allott is down there. So Paul, what do we reckon Warwickshire are going to have to chase? Because I hear there's a bit of rain and everything all round, which is making life a bit complicated.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, originally it was a 43 over game. That has since been reduced to 40 overs. So Kent made 216 for 6 in their 40 overs. That was a pretty good total. The ball has seamed around and zipped around, especially when it was new, and Kent did very well to get up to 216. That total is going to go up anyway, regardless of the fact that it may be less than 40 overs for Warwickshire to chase now, because as you can see it's raining here. We've just had a very heavy shower which is easing off, so we're not quite sure, because Messrs Duckworth and Lewis haven't quite got their calculations right as yet. It's going to be more than 216, and I think if Kent bowl anything like, they're going to be very difficult to beat.
Now, the other thing, of course, that occurs to me is that with the rain, which is obviously falling down there in Birmingham, presumably Kent are desperate for it to stop so they can get out at least and bowl 10 overs and have a match.
Well, that's right. 10 overs constitutes a match. They've got themselves in a very good position with some very good batting. James Hockley played beautifully for his 90, and Robert Key for his 50 in just 33 balls. That was a stunning performance by those two. So Kent will be desperate to get out. I don't think the rain has set in. I think it is going to be just heavy showers. We've had a couple already this afternoon. Hopefully they'll stay away and we can get this match through to a conclusion.
Sounds like the band's playing all right in the background, so it can't be that wet.
Yeah, the band's going. It's just positioned itself quite nicely about 20 yards away from me.
Excellent. Well, that's what I like to hear. Get yourself in the right place, and we'll be back later on, Paul, to see how things develop.
Okay, thanks, Charles.
Okay, so that's the situation down there in Birmingham. We're
chasing 186. We can get an update from Edgbaston now with Paul Allott.
Thanks, Bob. It's 35 for 1 here at Edgbaston. Warwickshire chasing a revised total of 218. 2 runs added on to that Kent total. What any ideas that Warwickshire were going to lie down swiftly dispelled? They're rattling along just in the 6th over, going along at 6 and over. Nick Knight, the man out, caught by Hockley at extra cover off Saggers for 11. That was in the 3rd over, but since then Ian Bell has really raced away. He's 12, Mark Waugh's 12, and 36 for 1 in the 6th over. Warwickshire going well.
Certainly are going well, and not
71 without loss, so Leicestershire in a load of strife here. They need some help from Warwickshire if they're going to get their hands on the trophy. Let's see what's happening down at Edgbaston. Here's Paul Allott.
Well, they may be getting a little bit of help, Charles, because Warwickshire are rattling along. They're 72 for 1. And we've just had the first ball of the 14th over, so going along at well over 5 and over. The Duckworth-Lewis system, if that comes into play, there are showers about, although it looks pretty good at the moment. They needed to be 52 for 1 at the end of the 13th over. They're now 72 for 1, so they're well ahead on that front. Ian Bell is playing beautifully. He's made 32, and Mark Waugh has just gone on to 27 with a clubbed boundary for 4. So Warwickshire going well, 72 for 1, and they're chasing 218. Don't forget.
Thanks very much. 19 overs gone. Let's see what's happening in Birmingham. Paul Allott's there.
Yes, Charles, I am, and Warwickshire are doing pretty well. They're 96 for 1, chasing 218, remember, in 40 overs. They're approaching halfway. We're in the 20th over, and they're rattling along at around about 5 and over. It's a good partnership, this, between Mark Waugh and Ian Bell. They've put on 78 in the space of 15 overs, and Bell in particular is playing quite beautifully. So Warwickshire going along well, 97 for 1 now in the 20th over, chasing 218.
Paul, just before you go, what would be your gut instinct as to who would win that one? Is it very even Stevens, or has somebody got their noses in front?
It's nip and tuck, but I think Warwickshire are playing this well. Bell and Waugh are going along at the required rate, and that's important. They're going along at 5 and over, just over, and that's what they need to win. I think Kent are trying everything they can really to peg them back. Kent need wickets. Warwickshire just need to go along as they are. My gut instinct is that Warwickshire will win.
Thank you very much indeed for the moment, Paul. All makes this final day of the season so very interesting, because if Warwickshire win, doesn't matter what Leicestershire do, Leicestershire will be champions. But if Kent win and Leicestershire lose, then Kent will be champions. And a reminder that there are all sorts of relegation issues still to be settled. There's that final spot to be decided upon. Notts win today, they're out of it. Gloucestershire win today, they'll be out of it. Somerset win today, they'll be out of it. If all 3 win, Yorkshire will go down.
End of the 23rd over, 113 for 1, the Nottinghamshire Outlaws at Trent Bridge. We've had a wicket down the road at Edgbaston. Ian Bell has gone. Caught by David Fulton off the bowling of Matthew Fleming for 48. Warwickshire 107 for 2 now in the 23rd over. 40 overs aside there, remember.
Carl again, Carl.
Everything going swimmingly for Nottinghamshire Outlaws at Trent Bridge after 27 overs, 132 for 1. Let's see what's happening down at Edgbaston and join Paul Allott.
Yeah, well, things going pretty well for Warwickshire here, Bob. They're 143 for 2 after 27 overs. So all they need now is another 73 to win, and they've got 13 overs to do that. Mark Waugh's just gone to 50 from 68 balls. Neil Smith has been promoted in the order. He's come in at number 4 and played some lusty blows. He's 21. So Warwickshire going along very well indeed. Kent have got to take wickets if they're going to win this game. 143 for 2 Warwickshire off 27 overs, needing 218 to win.
Thanks, Paul. 27 overs also bowled here. But this is a 45 over match, remember. They're reduced to 40 overs at Edgbaston.
News of a couple of wickets from Edgbaston for you in just a moment or two. Is the title heading to Kent?